If you haven't been on the internet for the past couple of days, you might not have heard the name Palworld before today. And if you have been on, well, you're probably tired of hearing about it. Everyone seems to have these really strong and angry and aggressive opinions on this game. And everyone who expresses those opinions, well, they seem to get a couple hundred extra opinions below theirs telling them that they probably should die, or that they're an idiot, or in a completely unrelated matter, how much that person really despises Pokemon, which is a weird thing to do, but nonetheless. I thought it might be interesting to take a closer look at this one and see why it's captured everyone's attention for the past couple of days. This might be a long one, so hold on, bear with me, buckle in, and let's reach into this beautiful, horrible trench that is the internet and everyone's new favorite game. Alright, hello. So, you see, people have kind of gotten used to my, my little bit here, and the runtime really gives it away, that, you know, you're just doing a Ryuki bit again, and I want to really fool people this time. So, I figured what I'd do is, I'd add something at the end of the video to pad out the runtime by, like, a lot. So, I figured let's have a little fun. Let's just read the script for an episode of the X-Files. See where that gets us. It should get us a pretty sizable runtime. It should be convincing enough. I'll put on some music. I'll put up some pictures of X-Files. You know, Scully and Mulder. Who doesn't like to look at them? I do. I've picked Season 1, Episode 13, called Gender Bender, because this was somehow an episode that existed, and surprisingly it wasn't as offensive as it could have been, thank the Lord. Hello, small note from the future, it was a little more offensive than I remember. It's not terrible, but like, you know, if you're sensitive to any sort of transphobia, this is a weird episode, and there's a very little amount of, I don't know how to say it. If you're sensitive to that kind of stuff, maybe this is not the script to listen to, but it could have been worse, I guess. Anyways, I'm sorry. Please enjoy if you choose to continue. But, yeah, I will say, I am in no way an actor. This is going to be horrible. If you bear with me, you're beautiful. Kisses. Mwah. If you don't, understandable, but this is important for the bit, so I'm doing it. Alright. Let's start at the beginning. Season 1, a dance club. Loud music is playing, and strobe lights illuminate. I already fucked it up. Illuminate an otherwise dark club. A young man tries to strike up a conversation with a blonde woman, but without success as she walks away. He goes to a video machine. What is a video machine? What was going on in the 90s? To read his horoscope. What does that mean? Whatever. A young woman comes alongside him and tries to get his attention. But he appears disinterested and looks back at the video screen. She takes his left hand in hers, and suddenly he seems very interested in her. He leans over and she whispers something in his ear. They then walk away, hand in hand. Scene 2. A hotel room. Later, they are in a bed and have just had sex. She gets off the bed and stands some distance away from the bed. I've seen this episode. I think she was in the bathroom in this very dark, skeezy little hotel room. You get the idea. While he tries to catch his breath. Young man. Oh my god. That was incredible. I mean it. You don't believe me. Can you hear me? Hey, I don't even know your name. He sits up in bed, but then shows signs of being in pain. He coughs and moans, clutching his throat, and falls back in the bed. A foam comes out of his mouth, and he appears dead. Nearby, the woman drops her lingerie on the floor, walks across the room, and starts to put on the man's clothes. As the camera pans upwards, we see that it is now a man. Cut to the intro sequence, you know, the doo-doo-doo-doo, ba, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. Scene 3. Crime scene. The hotel room. Germantown, Maryland, outside Washington, D.C. A photographer is taking pictures of the scene while Mulder examines the man's body. Scully stands to the side talking with Detective Horton. New York businessman calls his wife to say goodnight and goes out and picks up some chippy. What the fuck is chippy? Why would he say that? What does that mean? Whatever. Does that mean sex? Is that what that means? What the fuck? Whatever. He brings her back here for sex. Beyond that, well, nothing makes a whole lot of sense. Scully. How's that? Horton. Security monitor records the victim entering the room with a woman at 10:13. Same monitor records a male leaving just after midnight. Scully. Couldn't she just have changed clothes? Horton. Thought of that. Male is definitely a different person. Short hair, at least 30 pounds heavier. The video never recorded his entry, nor the chippy ever leaving. What the fuck is a chippy? What does this mean? Is this some slang term from the 90s that I don't understand? Hold on. Chippy slang. A promiscuous woman. Who says that? Particularly a prostitute. I figured, but like, where does this word come from? Where is the origin? First recorded in 1885 to 90. What the fuck? Who says this? Who wrote this? I'm sorry. No offense to the writer. I love whoever those people are. I love X-Files. It's so good. Alright. Scully. Well, we're 30 floors up. No other means of egress. Did the medical examiner establish a cause of death? Horton. Guy blew an artery. Must have been some roll in the hay. Mulder looks up at Scully, who shows no reaction to the detective's comment. Scully. Hard to imagine in this day and age someone having sex with a perfect stranger. Is it? Is it really? Is it? Ahem. Any signs of a robbery? Horton. The male exited wearing the victim's suit, carrying a suitcase. The wallet's gone. Scully. You know, I don't even know why we got this call in the first place. Horton. Really? Someone at the bureau put out a memo requesting any case involving this exact COD. I wonder who that was. I assumed it was Mulder. Thanks for the call. Alright. Scene 4. Mulder's office. That's a good cut. That's a good cut. Alright, Mulder's office. Mulder and Scully are looking at slides of several dead bodies, all lying in various stages of undress. Mulder. 5 deaths. 4 in the last 6 weeks between here and Boston. In each case, the victim dies in the throes of passion. 2 women, 3 men, including the last one. Scully. All young, healthy adults. If I ever stop talking, I'm probably drinking some water. I'm not going to cut this down. I don't think anyone will watch this whole thing. And if you do, enjoy the sounds of me drinking water. Or don't. Please don't, actually. Mulder. All with symptoms of massive coronary arrest. Scully. You think there's a new drug on the streets? Mulder. The oldest drug. Not even illegal. Each body showed the presence of a huge amount of pheromones. Scully. The chemicals animals secrete? You mean sexual attractants? Mulder. Radar love. Only about 100 times stronger than found anywhere in nature. Strong enough to product? I'm going to say produce because it sounds better, but it is written as product. Anaphylactic shock or coronary. Scully. So you think somebody is synthesizing them? Mulder. It's been done, but in nowhere near these concentrations. And hold on to your hat, Scully, because you're going to love this. The pheromones they're talking about. They contain human DNA. Scully. Well, there's still a question as to whether humans can produce pheromones. So how can that be? Mulder. I don't know, but if it's true, then this guy is a walking aphrodisiac. The ultimate sex magnet. Scully. He or she? You got victims of both sexes. Both a man and a woman on hotel security monitor. Mulder. I know, that's the puzzle. Scully. So, what is our profile of the killer? Indeterminate height, weight, sex? Unarmed but extremely attractive? Mulder. It gets weirder. As I said, there's been 4 deaths matching this MO in the last 6 weeks. In Boston, Hartford, Philadelphia, and here in Washington. Mulder circles over the cities on a map that is being displayed with an overhead projector. Scully. The killer's moving south. Mulder. There is a death I made a note about a year ago with the same symptoms. A 32-year-old UMW labor organizer was found dead outside a town called Stevenston in the woods of Massachusetts, home to a sect of religious isolationists called the Kindred. Mulder shows some slides showing the Kindred. Right, they live up there without electricity, phones, any modern amenities, a lot like the Amish. Mulder. The Kindred are known for their handmade stoneware pottery. They mine the clay themselves in the local hills. Scully. What's so weird about that? Mulder. The white clay in those hills is particular to that region. It's also the same substance I scraped out of the scratches on the last victim's sides. Wait, so you're telling me this person was at home, just, making some clay shit. Didn't wash their hands or anything, just... It's a cop show. I guess it's probably like, we found tiny traces underneath their fingernails. Even though they washed them thoroughly, these traces could be caught up to 2 days. One of those, Wait. Scratches on the... That's even worse. It's on this... It's... Whatever. Why am I criticizing this? It's FBI science. We all know about FBI science. It's real and it works, trust me. Scully. Well, wait a minute. Aren't those people famous for their abstinence and their pure Christian ways? Mulder. Yes, but it looks like one of them may have forgotten to clean underneath his fingernails. Scene 5. Stevenson, Massachusetts. Mulder and Scully are walking along what appears to be Main Street. They enter a store run by a man and woman. Woman. Hi. Mulder. Excuse me, ma'am. This is Federal Agent Scully. I'm Agent Mulder. Scully. We're investigating a possible murder. Woman. Oh, there aren't many killings around here. Mulder. What can you tell me about the Kindred? They keep pretty much to themselves, huh? Man. Yeah, some folks say it's because they're doing ceremonies up there. Voodoo or something. I've got nothing... We're in Maryland. Why am I doing like a southern thing? I've got nothing against them myself. They bring in the tourists. Mulder and Scully are looking at a number of framed pictures on the wall behind the counter. There are several spots where the frames have been taken down. Scully. Did the Kindred let you take those photos? Man. Oh, those? Those are from back in the 30s. Mulder. What about the missing ones? Man. I'm having them reframed. They're right here under the counter. Mulder. Can I take a look at them? Man. Sure. The man brings out several additional photographs that Mulder inspects. Outside, a wagon with about half a dozen people, all clothed in black, is being pulled up the street by a pair of horses. Mulder. How would I get up to see them? Man. Oh, they don't like strangers up there much. Road's in pretty rough shape. He hands Mulder a map. That's Stevenson. The wagon passes the front of the store. Man. That's them now. They usually shop at the feed store. The wagon stops in front of a feed store. Those riding in the wagon get off, and all but one go into the store. One, Brother Andrew, stays with the horses. Mulder and Scully approach, and Mulder tries to get the attention of the three of them as they are entering the store. Mulder. Excuse me, ladies. They pay no attention and enter the store. Wow, kind of rude? Whatever. To Scully. I think I'm going to go inside. In a quote-unquote rural accent. You need anything from the feed store? No, how would Mulder sound doing? I'm not even going to try to do an impression of somebody doing an impression. That's too much for me. I'm not that talented. Oh, he's saying that to Scully. Scully shakes her head, remains outside, and tries to strike up a conversation with the one tending the horses. Scully, to Brother Andrew. Hi. Andrew doesn't respond. Scully walks past him and strokes the neck of one of the horses. Scully. She must have a problem on the asphalt. Has she ever thrown a shoe? Andrew looks away. What's her name? Brother Andrew, shyly. Alice. Scully. That's sweet. Did you name her? Brother Andrew. We named her all together. I'm not allowed to talk to outside. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to talk outside. Scully. That's all right. She extends her hand. I'm Dana Scully. I don't mean you any harm. Andrew hesitates, then reaches out, and Scully smiles. As they shake hands, Andrew strokes the top of her hand with his thumb. Oh yeah, he was like a creep, so he's touching people. Scully's expression becomes blank, then somewhat glassy-eyed. The other Kindred emerge from the store. Oh god, I forgot about this. Kindred woman. Brother Andrew. Andrew releases Scully's hand and gets back on the wagon. Scully appears disoriented. Mulder comes out of the store. Mulder. Scully, what are you doing? Scully. I was just talking. Her voice falls off on the last syllable and she seems confused. Mulder notices her odd expression. Mulder. You alright? Scully. Yeah, I think so. Mulder. You want to sit down? Scully doesn't respond. The wagon pulls away from the store, and Mulder and Scully watch them go up the street. Mulder. Interesting way of life. You got any sense about them? Scully. There's something up there, Mulder. Mulder. Oh, I've been saying that for years. Scene 6. Outside Stevenston. It's late afternoon. Mulder and Scully park the car as the road becomes very rough. Mulder pulls out the map that he was given at the store. He flips it several times, trying to orient it properly. Mulder. Oh, for a four-wheel drive? Looks like about a mile walk. What does that mean? Whatever. Scully. After you? Shortly after, Mulder is still struggling with the map. Mulder. Now, that's west. Scully. What does the map say? Mulder, annoyed. That we should be there already. He crumples the map into a ball and punts it upward. Scully catches it. She sighs, then hears a stick breaking and sees a member of the Kindred approaching. Scully. Mulder, look. They are quickly surrounded by a dozen of the Kindred who close in on them. Scully. We're FBI agents, federal police. Mulder. I'm Agent Mulder. This is Agent Scully. We're here to investigate a murder. Scully. I'm going to have to ask you to remain at a distance. Please, sir. Brother Oakley. Your weapons are forbidden here. We can outlast you at this spot. You are not leaving where we stand until your guns are handed to our council. You'll have them again as you leave. Mulder. We can't do that. Sister Abigail. Please. I'm Sister Abby. This is Brother Oakley. I don't know what this accent is, but I'm gonna keep it up. We're all saddened by what has happened in your world, but it does not concern us. Up here, no one kills another. Ever. Scully. We just want to have a few questions answered. Sister Abigail. It is your weapons that are unwelcome here, not you. Come, pray with us. Be one of us, and you'll see that we mean harm to no one. Please, relinquish your weapons. Scully and Mulder exchange a glance. Please. After several moments, Mulder nods, and he and Scully remove the clips from their guns and hand the clips to the kindred. Sister Abigail. Now, there is no reason to be afraid. Mulder and Scully walk with the kindred back to their house. On the way, they see members working in a hayfield, chopping wood, and hanging out clothes. They enter the dining room in the main house. Brother Oakley. Come, sit. Mulder, Scully, and 8 members of the kindred, including Brother Andrew, the guy from earlier who was getting a little handsy with Scully. I guess thumbsy, but besides the point. Sit around the table. Sister Abigail. Let us pray as one. We who are separate give thanks for our allotted time in this world. We ask for strength that we may bring forth the bounty that God has provided. As they pray, one brother is coughing, and Scully and Andrew exchange an awkward glance. All. Amen. Sister Abigail. We pray for the day coming, the moment of our release. All. Amen. Amen? They'd probably say amen. Amen. Sister Abigail. Let us eat. Food is served. Mulder. I was wondering if we might ask a few questions. We're looking for someone we believe may have come from here. Scully. We have pictures. Sister Abigail. We do not allow pictures. Scully. A crime has been committed. We have certain questions that we need answers, if you'll forgive us. Brother Andrew. What are these pictures? Scully. Hotel security videos of a man and a woman who may have committed a murder. Brother Andrew. Where was this crime committed? Scully. In a hotel in Washington, D.C. Mulder. If we could arrange for you to look at the videotape, maybe you can identify the individual. Brother Andrew. How much violence has this person caused in your world? Mulder. 5 murders so far. Scully. And may kill again, which is why we need your help. Mulder. Has anyone left here recently? Brother Wilton, slamming the table with his hand. Your world does not interest us. We have no need for your violence or your questions. I've said what is needed. They have no right to be here at this time. Sister Abigail, at the other end of the table from Brother Wilton, stands. Brother Wilton, stand. He does. Before we can accept any man's person, we must accept our own. And I ask, who can stand in your sight when once you are angry? I am ashamed to lift up my face, and I shall not be ashamed of this evil time. Make atonements for this wrath, Brother Wilton. Brother Wilton looks downward. Mulder. That's all right. We didn't take any offense. Brother Andrew. Anger, as violence, is not tolerated. A brother must be admonished. The brother who was coughing earlier is now gagging, grasping for his throat. Scully. He can't breathe. Sister Abigail. He does not need your help. Scully. He's choking to death. Scully stands and moves around the table to assist the man. Sister Abigail. Remove Brother Aaron from the dining hall. One of the brothers grabs Scully by the arm to stop her, while the other brothers lift Brother Aaron and carry him out of the room. Sister Abigail. We did not invite you here to interfere. Brother Andrew. We take care of our own. Scene 7. A dance club. The same one as in the teaser. That means the thing before the episode began. You know, before the like, doo-doo-doo-doo, that thing. A young man, Marty, approaches a blonde woman. Marty, male. Would you like to dance? Blonde woman. Not right now. He takes her hand. Look, I'm not really interested, okay? Marty, male. Just one dance? As the man strokes her hand, I imagine similarly to the way that one guy thumbed Scully's hand, the woman's expression changes, and she smiles at him. Blonde woman. Hi. Marty, male. One dance? He takes her hand, and she follows him to the dance floor. Scene 8, near the Kindred's property. It is night, and members of the Kindred carrying lanterns have led Mulder and Scully into the woods. Brother Wilton. It's a mile to your car. Stay the path. Mulder. Thanks for your cooperation. Mulder and Scully leave the group, each carrying a lantern. They walk towards the car, now out of sight of the group. Mulder. The Adams family finds religion. Thank you, Mulder. Scully. Takes me back to the 20th century. Mulder. Can you believe all that back there, Scully? Scully. Believe all what? Mulder. All that we take care of our own business. Scully. Well, they better take care of their own, or that man at the dinner table is a dead man. Mulder. I think it was all an elaborate act. Scully. What? You joking? Mulder. No, all this simple life, living from abundance crap. These people know something, Scully. You can see it in their eyes, the way they look at one another. Scully. Do you think they know who the murderer is? Mulder. Did you notice how they managed not to answer a single question of ours? And that outburst on the table was right on cue. Somehow, they got us to answer their questions. Did you ask yourself why there weren't any children around? Scully. I know. That was odd. They stopped along the path. Do you want to know what was really odd? Oh, this is Mulder, sorry. You know those pictures we saw down at the store on Stevenson today? The ones from the 30s. I swear, I saw some of those same faces at the dinner table tonight. Scully. Jesus Christ. These people have probably been intermarrying for years. You know, she's not wrong, but... Yeesh. Mulder. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, sorry. Maybe. Maybe not everything is as black and white as it appears to be. Mulder turns off his lantern. Scully. What are you doing? Mulder. I'm gonna go back for a little look-see. Scully turns off her lantern and follows. As they get back to the property, they see that the main house is dark. They hear a distant chanting noise. Mulder. Maybe they went to the movies. Do you hear that? Sorry, no, he wouldn't say it like that. He said, maybe they went to the movies. You hear that? Scully. Uh-huh. They follow the noise and see a group of people carry lanterns and chant... Oh, sorry. That's a weird way. They said carry lanterns and chanting. Whatever. I'm not here to correct grammar. I will subdue my English teacher instincts. They quietly approach the group. They quietly approach as the group goes into a barn and closes the door behind them. Mulder and Scully creep to the barn and peer through the spaces in the barn wall. They see a solemn procession, with members carrying the motionless body of Brother Aaron, the one who was choking earlier. A horse near the barn wall becomes agitated, and several members look around warily as part of the group goes through a cellar door in the barn. The rest go out the back of the barn. Scully. What do you think? Mulder. I think I want to see what's in that cellar. Mulder goes around the door while Scully stays. Through the wall, she sees Mulder enter, walk to the center door and enter. Just then, Brother Andrew startles her, placing his hand on her shoulder from behind. Cuts to C9, still outside the barn. Ooh, a little cliffhanger. Someone grabbing Scully. Brother Andrew, come with me. I can give you information. Scully rises and follows him. Mulder has entered the cellar and is walking... Okay, well, I guess there's another cut there. Mulder has entered the cellar and is walking down a narrow tunnel. As he nears the chanting noise, he stops and observes through a hole in the wall. Oh, that was the scene break. That was like the cut to commercial. As he nears the chanting noise, he stops and observes through a hole in the wall. Members of the kindred are in a cave-like opening. Brother Andrew and Scully enter a room in the house. I don't know if I used the word scene break right. Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing. A scene break is when you hit enter or return 3 times. Okay, it was. Sorry, where were we? Mulder has entered the cellar and is walking down a narrow tunnel. As he nears the chanting noise, he stops and observes through a hole in the wall. Members of the kindred are in a cave-like opening. Let me describe this weird fucking place to you. They're literally in this underground, it looks like an alien hive. Like it's all like clay and cave and weird and ritualistic. I would show you if I can. I mean, I guess I could find a picture, but we'll see if I do. Either way. Where was I? Oh, okay. I got confused because it was at a different part, but it's just because it's cutting between Scully and Mulder. Brother Andrew and Scully enter a room in the house. Brother Andrew: I know who did it. Scully: the murders? Brother Andrew: you've heard our prayers. You've seen how we live our beliefs. I want you to find this killer. I want you to find him for me. He was my best friend. Scully: what's his name? Brother Andrew: Brother Martin. I call him Marty, just like from earlier in the club. Who would have thunk it? Back in the cellar, Mulder watches as others form a ceremony around Brother Aaron's body. Bro, this set is so weird. He's on like a clay slab, and there's all these like stalactites, and they've got this weird water thing coming from the slab. Mulder watches as others perform a ceremony around Brother Aaron's body. They mix spring water with clay material and rub the mixture onto his body. In the house, Scully and Brother Andrew are in a darkened room, illuminated by a single lantern. It's a bedroom, by the way, that's important. Brother Andrew: Marty was different. Scully: what do you mean different? Brother Andrew: how does he kill? Scully: we're not sure. All of his victims died of cardiac arrest. Brother Andrew: he poisons them, doesn't he? Scully: maybe. How do you know that? Andrew wedges a chair under the door to block it. Scully shows some apprehension. Brother Andrew: I need to show you something. Something about Marty. Back in the cellar, the group lifts Brother Aaron's body and leaves it in the cellar. Although Mulder cannot see where they put it, they then head back out. After they leave, Mulder moves into the main opening of the cave. In the house, Andrew has brought out a stack of magazines covered in black cloth. He shows them to Scully. Brother Andrew: we found them outside on Route 44. We were wandering. Marty and I used to do that. Explore the edges of our world. Someone must have left them for garbage. They are garbage. I think they're kind of like racy magazines, you know, women in swimsuits, that kind of thing. Scully has a look through the magazines. One of them was entitled Adventurer. Another looks like Bazaar. Not bizarre, but bazaar, you know, like where they sell things. Scully: why'd you keep them? Brother Andrew: it was Martin who kept them. Some of what I saw in the magazines, some of it was beautiful. Most of it I didn't like. It was garish. But Marty, he couldn't get enough. He liked even the paper it was printed on. Slick. Marty was captured by your world. He left us to become one of you. In the cave, Mulder samples the clay mixture and examines the clay table that Brother Aaron's body was in. He also sees several holes in the clay wall, one of which has a light behind it and a spongy cover on the opening. Yeah, it was like spider web. It was weird. He hears voices. Grabbing a lantern, he hurries back towards the entrance, but sees that people are coming back into the cellar. He runs back into the main chamber and dives into one of the darkened holes in the wall, just as several men enter. Kindred man number 1. Brother Wilton, the woman has returned. Brother Wilton. Where is she? Kindred man number 1. With Andrew in the main house. Brother Wilton. What about the other one? Kindred man number 1. He's missing. Brother Wilton. Come. They leave. Mulder, who has overheard their conversation, looks around where he has been hiding and sees Brother Aaron's body covered in the clay material. His hair seems longer and darker. As Mulder watches, Aaron's eyes open, startling him. Scully and Andrew are still in the house. Scully. You said Marty was different. Brother Andrew. Yes. Scully. How? How did he kill his victims? Brother Andrew. I could be banished. Scully. Does that have something to do with the ceremony in the barn tonight? Andrew walks to Scully, takes her hand, rubbing it with his thumb. Scully. What are you doing? Outside, Mulder has left the barn and runs next to a fence near the house. He sees a light on in the house. Mulder, loud whisper. Scully! There is no answer, and Mulder runs towards the house. Inside, Andrew is still stroking Scully's hand and reaches to touch her face. Scully's expression is blank. Brother Andrew, Marty is different. We're all different. He moves closer and nuzzles her neck. Scully. Oh, I don't have direction on that. I don't know. I'm gonna push through. All right. Scully's body goes limp, and Andrew has no difficulty pushing her down on the bed and laying on top of her. Don't worry, nothing happens. Just as a pre-warning, nothing happens. I remember getting to this scene. I forgot this was in this scene. I probably would have picked a different episode if I remembered. But it is really weird. Mulder breaks through the door. Mulder in the hallway. Scully? Mulder breaks through the door and sees them on the bed. Mulder. Get off of her! He grabs Andrew and shoves him aside, then lifts Scully, who is still limp, off the bed and helps her out of the room. Moments later, they exit the house, with Scully now walking by herself, but still dazed. They encounter a group of kindred as they come out the door. Sister Abigail. Sorry, that's the character who's talking. Sister Abigail. I asked you not to interfere. They stare at each other for several seconds. Sister Abigail stands aside, clearing a path for them to leave. Mulder nods. Scully is still dazed, and Mulder leads her away by the hand. The kindred go into the house, as Mulder and Scully get out of hearing range. Mulder, who still has his arm around Scully, who is still walking stiffly. Mulder. What the hell were you doing back there? Scully, weak voice. I don't know. Mulder. You don't know? Scully. No? Scully stops and stumbles a few steps back, coughing. Mulder. You alright? Scully bends over and becomes nauseous. Scene 10. The dance club. A young man, Michael, is on the phone as loud music pounds in the background. As he speaks, a young woman, the same one from the opening scene, approaches and touches his hand. Michael, to phone. 1 second. I wasn't ignoring you. No, of course I saw you. I just didn't recognize you, that's all. To the young woman. Excuse me, I'm having a conversation. She moves to the other side. That must be a typo. She moves to the other side of him and starts to stroke his hand. He slowly turns to look at her. He puts the phone down, and then she leads him away by the hand. Scene 11, near Stevenston. Mulder has stopped at a diner and brings 2 cups of coffee back to the car, giving one to Scully. Oh my god. Ahem. Scully. Thanks. Mulder. How you feeling? Scully. Better. A little embarrassed, actually. Mulder. Why? You don't remember any of it? Scully. It's like I don't remember. Mulder. Why didn't you get out of there before he... Scully. Because he told me who the other killer was. Mulder.
How do you know he wasn't the killer? Scully. I believed him. Mulder sighs as he drinks his coffee. Scully. So what did you see down in the cellar? Mulder. Just Brother What's-His-Name buried in some gopher hole in the wall. Buried alive. Scully. How do you know he was alive? Mulder. Because I was there with him, and his face was different. Even his hair, it was almost feminine, like he was going through some kind of transformation. Scully. Changing sexes? Mulder. That would explain the hotel security video. Scully. So you're saying these people... Mulder. I know what I saw, Scully. And I saw you about to do the wild thing with... The wild thing. Thank you, Mulder. Why would you say that? And I saw you about to do the wild thing with some stranger. Scully stares at him for a few moments. Scully. Think he was trying to kill me? Mulder. Maybe it's the sex that kills. Scully. Well, if he was trying to kill me, why did they just let us go? Mulder. I don't know. He starts the car. Scene 12. A parked car. Michael and the young woman are making out in the front seat. She's sitting on his lap, kissing him. A figure with a flashlight approaches and knocks on the window. Cop. All right, let's break it up. You can imagine that, one of those. Michael groans. Out of the car. Marty. Female now. Getting out of the car. Sorry, officer. Cop. To Michael, still in the car. You too. To Marty. You a pro? Marty. Female. Pro? Michael starts groaning and gasping in pain. The cop hears him and looks over to see what's wrong. Cop. What? Marty flattens the cop with a left hook to his jaw. Bam! As Michael continues to gasp in the car, the cop gets to his knees, and Marty, who now looks like a man, delivers an uppercut to the cop's jaw, knocking him out. Michael wipes away the fog on the driver's window and looks out of the car, seeing a man staring back at him. The man runs away, wide-eyed, as Michael coughs. Scene 13. A hospital. Michael is lying in a hospital bed, being questioned by Mulder and Scully. Michael. On a scale of 1 to 10, she was a kind 3. But there was something about her. Shut the fuck up. I hate Michael. This guy sucks. Scully. Did she touch you or make any physical contact in any other manner? Michael. Her touch was electric. But after that, I remember only vaguely. Mulder. What do you remember? Michael. Nothing, actually. Mulder. Try to remember, Michael. The policeman at the scene supports what you said, but maybe there was something unusual about this woman. Something you wouldn't feel comfortable telling the police on the record? Michael. But this is off the record? Mulder. Absolutely. I will give a small, this isn't, it's transphobia, but we're also talking about shape-shifting Amish people here. This is an episode. Oh my god. Mulder. Absolutely. Scully. What'd you see, Michael? Michael. After she left the car, she was fighting with the cop. I saw her clothes and she looked like... Nervous laugh. She looked like a man. Mulder and Scully exchange glances. Scully. She was a man. Michael. Hustling... This is also transphobic, but it's also really funny. Scully. She was a man. Michael. Hustling in the club scene used to be so easy. To Mulder. That's off the record. Mulder. Scout's honor. Mulder and Scully are walking down a hallway in the hospital. Aw, this is so much worse than I remember it. It is really funny, though. Mulder and Scully are walking down a hallway in the hospital. Scully. Well, I can't rule out the possibility that who we're looking for is a transvestite. Mulder. I don't think Don Juan in there knows the difference between the male and female of the species. Hell yeah, Mulder. Tell it straight, buddy. You tell it straight. Oh, he says the opposite. I think Don Juan in there knows the difference between... Oh, never mind. I take it back, Mulder. What the fuck are you talking about? SMH. Scully. I just don't want us to ignore the obvious. I mean, how else can you explain a woman overpowering a 200-pound cop? She was a he. Oh, this is so bad. Oh my lord. Also, like, there are muscular women? Those exist? And the cop in this episode was not a buff guy. 200 pounds is... I remember him being skinny, but that just might be, you know, like a thought I have in my mind. Either way, an agent runs towards them. Jesus Christ. I apologize. I'll put a little transphobia warning. Agent 1. Agent Mulder? Agent Scully? The credit card that was stolen from the last victim in D.C. was just used to order takeout in a hotel downtown, about 8 blocks from here. I'm sure Mulder and Scully put on their "we gotta go" faces, you know. Scene 14. A hotel room. Marty, female. It was always forbidden, but after the first time, I couldn't help myself. Touching a human man or woman is just as powerful for me as it was for you. Mulder and Scully are entering the hotel. Scully. This is Agent Scully requesting police backup and additional agents at 771 Catherine Street. It's Hotel Catherine. Back in the hotel room, as Marty continues to talk, we see that she is talking to an apparently lifeless man lying on the bed. Marty, female. Your world offers pleasures. Pleasures we don't know because we're different. But you know that. The others will punish me for what I've done. They'll find me, because the day is coming, and they won't leave without me. Mulder and Scully arrive on the floor and run down the hallway. Scully finds the room first. Scully. Mulder! Mulder runs to the door and they draw their weapons and take positions. Mulder knocks on the door. Mulder. Delivery! There is no answer. Mulder signals that he is going to break in, and Scully steps in front of the door. Mulder, breaking in the door. FBI! FBI! Clear! Stay down! They don't see anyone inside. Scully goes into the adjoining room and finds the man on the bed. Scully. Dead body! Marty, who was hiding behind a curtain, emerges and hits Scully on the head from behind. She groans and falls to the floor. Marty runs back out into the hall. Mulder. Scully? Scully from the floor weakly. I'm okay. Mulder runs out into the hall. He finds the next door open and starts to enter. From inside, Marty strikes him in the face, knocking him to the floor in the hall. As Mulder watches, the female Marty morphs into a male. Mulder reaches for his gun, but the male Marty kicks him in the face, kicks the gun down the hall, and runs away, wearing only socks, a sweatshirt, and underwear. Very good, thank you, no. Back in the first room, Scully gets up and runs into the hall, seeing Mulder lying there dazed. Mulder, groggily. Scully! Down the stairs. She jumps over him and down the stairs at the end of the hall. She bursts into the alley below but doesn't see anyone. As she moves to the alley, she hears a noise and sees shadows appear on the side of one of the buildings. Suddenly, the male Marty runs towards her. Scully. Federal agent, I'm armed! Marty stops. Marty stops. Back away. Suddenly, Marty is tackled by a figure dressed in black. Sorry. Suddenly, Marty is tackled by a figure dressed in black. He is surrounded by the kindred, including Brother Andrew. They get him to his feet. Scully. Step away! Step away! That was terribly delivered. I'm sorry. You know how it is living in a house with other people. I don't want to be loud. Andrew turns to Scully and walks towards her, while the others hold Marty behind him. Brother Andrew, please, don't hurt him. Scully, no, step away. Hold on, let me blow my nose. Is there a way to mute myself for a second? There's a pause button. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Andrew continues to approach her. I'm armed. Andrew continues to block the others from Scully's line of fire. As he gets close, she starts to lower her gun. Mulder comes out of the hotel and into the alley. Mulder, Scully! Mulder turns to him, and Andrew knocks her gun out of her hand, then strikes her in the face. She falls. As Mulder runs to her aid, shadows on the building wall move away, and the kindred disappeared as mysteriously as they appeared. Later, there are police cars in the alley, and an agent approaches Scully and Mulder. Agent 2. It says Agent 2, Mulder, Weird. It just says, what if they did get through? There's only one place they hide. And that's where the episode ends. Yeah, we got a good, 50 minutes out of that. Okay, this is a good runtime. Well, I hope you enjoyed my reading of Season 1, Episode 13 of The X-Files, Gender Bender, a somewhat transphobic episode of The X-Files. Don't worry, it's made up because the actor who plays Mulder, I don't know how to pronounce his name, David Duchovny, is that how you pronounce it? I think. He plays a respectfully ridden trans woman in Twin Peaks, so it's okay. Anyways, thank you for attending this pleasant night with me. I'm happy to have you here if you made it all the way through. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the Ryuki bit at the beginning. I will see you later. Also, if you're watching this and you're someone who watches my streams, I know last time I said my computer started working. Literally the day after it stopped working again. So I haven't really been able to play games on my computer, which has made it hard to stream. So, I'm planning to get a new computer soon, but you know how expensive computers are, so we'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to stream again soon, but until then, I will see you later. Goodbye.